All right. I'm going to I'm going to try to like truly explain in depth about how people who feel this way about like I do and others like me, not necessarily like try to like dumb it down, but like I'm not gonna try to I'm gonna try to like put it into a way that people can understand. Yesterday I posted on my Facebook about how like I made the connection I'm I'm pretty much like surrounded by so many positive people in my life or whatever, and that how I should be influenced. I should I should be influenced. Like I should be like I should like want to I should like be more positive and stuff. And like want I should have gotten everything that I needed like through everybody like having that overwhelming positivity in my life that like I should like want to make my life better. Like I should like be able to see what everyone else sees and stuff about life and all that stuff. Like and I was making the point that even though I have all that, like it really does nothing for me. It doesn't help me. It doesn't help me like want to blaze my own trail in life, or like really do anything. Like basically like none of that affects me in the ways that it should. Like in the ways that it should. I just like how I just really don't want anything in life, and to see what others have, and to see the lives that they have and stuff like that. Like I don't want any of that for myself. Like, and that was the point that I was trying to make about that. That was a question that I'd come up with. That I'm like literally like not motivated by the by like wanting a life like other people. Like wanting to like it doesn't like get me to want to strive for anything like they do. Not necessarily like striving for their lives, but just like the act of wanting to strive, like for a better life. Like that was the main point that I was trying to make, and based on the comments I got, like I still felt like I was like being misunderstood. I just told to had to go, and I really need to go get help for my mental health and stuff or whatever. And I honestly, or seek God and stuff. Like I know for a fact that neither one of those are the answer. Will be the answer. That like that it got nothing to do with being spiritual, and like that's not my problem. Like if I go see a mental health professional, all they're gonna do is give me medications, like to make me forget about the problems or whatever, or get me to a point that the problem isn't going to bother me anymore. whatever. That's not the point. That's like the point is, like even if I went and did that and got on medications and stuff like that, the problems that I see in this world are still going to be there. They're still going to be there. Like, and that's the whole point that I've been like trying to get people to understand this entire time. But people look at it as just like I'm just being negative. Like I'm not being negative. Like heck, I'm like dude, like everything that I see in this world, like it is. There's empirical evidence of it. Nobody can tell me that they haven't learned throughout their lifetime that the rules of this world are inverted. When we were children growing up, we were told that the world is supposed to be this way. You can't tell me that throughout your entire adulthood that you have not seen that it's the total opposite of what you were told in pretty much every aspect of our lives. Pretty much. Whether it be from going to find a job or even trying to find a loved one or any opportunity or getting any sort of opportunity in this world or whatever. I'm gonna have to refer to some notes at some point. And that's just like how much I've been on this whole thing. But I know that the pill is not gonna change that. Like, and God is not gonna change that. The world is what it is. Like the one thing I've been like noticing is like every solution that people give me, it's always been about trying to either deal with the problem or forgetting the problem. Not about fixing the problem. Not about fixing the main problem, the main root of the problem. Like, and it can be from anything. Like take like women for example. Like they like heck they tell us that heck that they want a nice guy and all that stuff to take care of them and all that stuff. They find those guys. They leave those guys for for dudes who treat them like shit. Dog them out and all that stuff. Those dudes get more love and respect and revered more heck, than a nice guy, you know? Like that's just one instance. But it's like it's it's pretty much just like a world of that type of stuff, you know, like everything is inverted from what you were taught. And and it's difficult to cope with that. Well to deal with that. And that's how people always seem to want to approach people who feel like me and others like me that see these types of things in the world, like in this life. And it makes you feel, man, like kind of makes you feel like you're wrong, but like you see it with your very own eyes. Like, and you know that they see it too. And like even like on a job, you know, like heck the hardest worker being punished with more work, you know, while the people who slack off, man, like really don't get reprimanded for nothing, man. They just get to do whatever the hell they want, you know, because because you're there, the hard worker's there, you know, they have to deal with everything. Like all the work gets put on that person who does the most. Like, just like shit like that. Like there's so many other examples, but I know that like the over time, man, y'all kind of get the gist of what I'm talking about. Of like different scenarios, different instances of when the rules of life, the rules that we were taught to live by, turn out to be inverted. Like to get what you want, like especially with like bad people, like pretty much living like the best lives, and good people living the worst lives, stuff like that. Like that's the kind of stuff that like I'm talking about. Like it's not easy to accept the intricacies of this world mentally. Like even though you can learn the rules, even though you see how things are working in the world, how things really work, how the sausage is really made. You see that, but you are always conflicted by your morality and by how you were indoctrinated, what you believe, what you've always been taught to believe. You know, like it just always bothers me, man. Like how people really feel, man, that God and you want to see a psychiatrist and stuff like that is gonna fix that. It's not like like your world is like the world is not gonna change. Like since when has the world ever changed? Like just because um, I guess we all do have our own like individual worlds or whatever. Like I guess our perspective of life is our world. I guess. Hey, but even being positive does not change your world. Having a positive mindset, it does not change your world because that's the way the world is. Say I approach, say I approach a girl or whatever, and like with a positive attitude. And that's not gonna make her say yes because I have a positive attitude. Like when the answer is still gonna be no. Like no matter what I do, no matter what I have, and stuff like that, it's not gonna change any of that. Or like even like going for a job or whatever. Like confidence is not gonna get me the job. Or even having a positive attitude is not gonna get me the job. And even if I am like overqualified, heck, that's another thing. Heck, you would think that like jobs would want somebody who would be happy to jump at the chance of having somebody who's overqualified for a job or whatever. Sure, you may have to pay them more, but heck, there's somebody still trying to fill that position, like that type of stuff. Like, imagine being in a damn world, man. Heck, you can't. Heck, you get passed over for a job because you're overqualified. Make that make sense. But man, most of us we basically live in a why not us type of world. Like that's how we view the world. Like, why can't we have the same access of life that everyone else seems to be able to get for free or minimal effort at the very least? But people like me and others like me have to climb an even higher hurdle, like just to be on the same level as someone else who was able to get what they wanted. And in the end, it's still not be enough. But that's the kind of world that we live in. That's the world that I live in. Like, and I don't even want anything because I genuinely do not want anything in this world. And that's what I wake up to every day. I wake up to a world that I don't want nothing in. I know I don't want anything in this world. Like nothing is enough for me in this world. And because I can't die, I'm just living just to live, man. And basically, I get to the point, man, we're just like forcing ourselves to convince ourselves that, that maybe, if we truly did put any effort that they say that we should be putting in, like to get what we want, that maybe, just maybe, we might feel happier or whatever. But the scary part of me is, even if I do convince myself, like to go through all that and to put in all that work, so whatever it was that I was trying to acquire or goal that I was ever trying to achieve, if there was such a thing, that after all of that, it would be for nothing. I would still feel the same way about life. That's how I feel every day. And just based off of how life is right now, just how life is in general, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Can you think how soul crushing that is to feel like that? Like to have thoughts like that? Like it's not even an attitude, man. Like these are like everything that I'm talking about, every the cause for these feelings are based on empirical evidence that I've seen in the world that y'all have seen too. And that's why it annoys me so much when people keep telling me to seek God and stuff like that. That God can't fix that. Like a psychiatrist can't fix that. They cannot make me forget that. They cannot make me forget about how the world is. You can't. Like I just feel that like people just don't really understand that the lens that people look at the world through, man, are from their experiences. Like their experiences in this world are their lens. And that's that's the point that like I and other people who feel like this. Yeah, like even Raymond Thoughts and Minds. I was listening to him yesterday, and I left a comment on his on one of his videos I was watching, and he was live streaming at the time. I didn't think he was gonna see my comment, but he did. Like heck, and And like I told him, I understand what you're talking about. Like I understand you. He read my comment on his live and everything. He was happy that like somebody else understands what he's talking about. Like people just like it's like I was telling us, just like give up on that stuff or whatever, man. Just accept it. Like why should we have to accept that, man, when everybody else can get what we want, what we'd like to have too, you know? Like that type of stuff. That was the highlight of my night yesterday. Yeah, but like yeah, man, like dude, man, we go on these tirades and stuff, man, dude, because that shit hurts, man. It hurts. It hurts to see people, man, getting everything that means the world to you. Seem to get it for free, man, but yet we have to overcome so many hurdles like, to acquire the same thing, and it still will not be enough in the end. Like especially with women. Being told you're not good enough, even though you have the better intentions and all that stuff. That's the stuff that like we're talking about. Like I said before, man, like dude, like that's all we go on like these what's the point rants, you know? Like what is the real point of all that? What's the real point of putting forth the effort of even like trying to live, trying to want to live or whatever, man? Like when the hurdles are so high. Like it's bad enough like convincing yourself to push yourself to overcome the hurdles that hold us back while they don't hold back others. And then to finally overcome, when you overcome, it turns out that all that you worked for was for nothing anyway, or like, or you still have that same feeling like it did nothing for you. But a mental health professional and God is not going to change how. Like, is it going to make the dating world better? It's not going to make the job market. It's not going to like everything heck, that plagues us in this world, everything that bothers us in this world. Like neither God nor is a mental health professional going to change any of that. They're just not. Like it's just not. Like, and that's what I would like people to understand. That's why I try to. So I try to get those closest to me to understand. That just seems like they're just like so baffled, man. That heck that I feel this way. That they just can't understand. Just can't fathom like how I can feel this way. How I can view the world like this. Just because that's what my world is. Like your world might not be like that, but that's what my world is. And I live with that feeling every day that even if I put in the work, like to change my world, in the end, I'm either not going to feel better about my world, and that I did all that for nothing. That's a scary thought to think about. That to delude yourself into into wanting to strive for a better life, and in the end, you still don't feel any differently about life once you've achieved whatever it is that you want or found whatever it is that you want in life. Making you still feel the same. And like to I've tried to explain this to people, man, for years, like how I feel about this stuff. And it's, like most people think that like this just happened like out of the blue. Like no, man, like I've always been like this. I've always felt like this. Well, it was just like the best way I can put the best way I can explain this. Like, I mean, and it made me like question like why would I even want to like even put forth the effort, you know? Now you take like the richest people in the world or whatever, you know, like the most famous people in the world and stuff, you know. You know, like Brady. Like dude, like heck, he couldn't keep Giselle, man. Dude, like heck, man, heck, we all know what Tom Brady is. You know, so she was freaking cheating on this dude. Like dude, like you see that type of stuff, man. And then like, and then there was people who have like aspirations to get married or whatever. Like just some, even like just some, they're just somebody off the street or whatever. You know, like somebody that had no like no, not famous or anything. You know, they're supposed to get married or whatever. You know, and like I was getting cheated on and left and done dirty and all that stuff, man. Just like stuff like that, man. Like you keep seeing stuff like that, and it happens too damn often. You're like eventually, man, you're gonna get discouraged of that. Like you're not gonna even want that anymore. At least that's where I'm at. But there are others, man, that would still like to try that anyway. It's about like even if people like say like they're being stupid for wanting that or whatever, man. Like people still desire that experience. They still want to experience that themselves, and that's why they cannot stop until they experience that. That's why we always want things until we actually experience them, even though people tell us, warn us about like what's going to happen and what it is and stuff. Y'all know what it is. It's just something in us. I don't even think it's arrogance. It's just that burning desire to see it for ourselves. And then you see the cost of living and stuff like that. Like you keep hearing about it everywhere and stuff. You know, it's kind of hard not to like want to. It's kind of hard to not become a doomer about that. And not like like you know, like everybody wants a house. You know, everybody wants a place to live. Not because we have to. You know, like you see how expensive all that stuff is, man. It's just the whole barrier to entry thing, you know. Yeah, you can keep going. Yes, you can fight on and all that stuff. You have to get it, but that stuff's just too dang expensive. Like, and you know that stuff's only gonna get worse. And that stuff is manipulated. Heck, and then you think about your freedom, the freedom that they say you have that you really don't. Yeah, you can't even make money in an unconventional way, man, without somebody sitting there freaking shitting on what you did because they couldn't do it too. Because they couldn't do it first, even though they could do it too. Heck, but they want to stop you. Just so many things in this world, man, dude, that contribute to our mental health, man. And like I keep saying, man, dude, a psychiatrist is not gonna change any of that. It's not gonna change your world. It's not gonna change this world. This world has to change. For the better, man, heck, and most of this mental health crap will go away. But then again, heck, for some people, and heck, and I am speaking to myself, man, for some people, man, I just don't think that even if the world did change, like, heck, they would still feel this same way. They would still look at the world through that lens. They'll have that experience of the world. I just always find it baffling, man. Like, yes, people have had positive experiences or whatever. So yeah, they've had positive experiences. Hey, but they've had positive experiences. So yes, they can kind of view the world in a more positive view or whatever. But for those of us that haven't, man, it's just not that way. Like, we're gonna look at the world in a negative view, man. It's just what it is, man. Yeah, we just want a piece of the pie too, man. The good part of that pie, man, everybody else gets for free. Heck, or minimal effort, or whatever, you know. Man, heck, like, why don't we deserve to have that? Why don't we deserve to have that too? And why, even if when we put in the work and do everything that we were told to do, like in order to get that, it's still not be enough. Heck, or even be worth it to us in the end for all the effort we put into to acquiring such things. Whatever it is. I just hope that I hope that gets people to understand like what we're going through. Like, nobody wants to hear that. Just give up, just suck it up, and that's the way life is, and all that stuff, man. We don't want to mask. We don't want something to mask the problem. We want something that's going to fix the problem. Not make me forget about it on the spiritual level, or learn how to cope with it on the spiritual level, or whatever, man, or go talk to a professional about the problem or whatever, to like try to like make me see the world in a different view, to look at things more positively. Man, like that's not it. The only way that's gonna happen, man, is if our experiences are better. At the lens we look at through life, and how we view our life, or through the experiences that we have experienced, and the things that we have endured, like through that experience. I mean, heck, of course, it's only going to be natural, man, that people that have had more positive experiences are going to view the world in a more positive light, as opposed to those who have had negative experiences are going to view it in a more negative light. You know, like in a more negative darkness. It's only natural. But why should I have to go through all that trouble and it still not be enough? And to put in all that work that I was told like to do and go about it the way that I was told to do it and still have a negative experience. I think that was it for all my notes. I'm just approaching this with logic. Yeah. God is not the answer, and a medical professional is not the mental health professional answer. It really just boils down to our experiences. Well, like I said, of course you're going to be discouraged and you're going to be demoralized, like with everything that you see, and even putting in the work. Like, and you still get the same result. Your life, man, you really gonna get to a point. You're gonna get to a point like me, man. You just really don't feel like trying. Yeah, I've honestly been like since yesterday. Like, I don't even know why I'm even like considering like punishing myself like this, because I know I can go back to work. But I just keep honestly going back and forth, man, in my mind. Like, why do I even want to even waste my time doing this? Like, why do I want to put myself? Why do I want to subject myself to this again? Because I do need money. But then again, I think, man, like, what do I even need money for? Like, there ain't nothing I want. Like, I got my freedom. What I ultimately want, what I ultimately wanted was freedom. Like, that was it. Yeah, I come to the conclusion, man, over my lifetime, it's really not even worth my time to waste working, really. Like, it's not coming from a standpoint of, like, oh, I'll never get a house or anything like that. Like, I'll never get one because I don't want one. Probably never get another vehicle again because I really don't want one. Like, I'll never get a woman again because I do not want one. Like, pretty much like all the main things like that I'm supposed to want in life that I just don't want. I just generally have disinterest in now. Like, that's the life I live every day. And it's interest in everything. I honestly don't know if there will ever be anything in this world that'll make me feel better about being here. But it really does boil down to the experience, to the experiences that I've had in my lifetime that has colored my entire opinion of this world, man. And Nigga, being positive about these things, man, it's like it does nothing for me. It's not enough. Like nothing changes, even being positive. The outcome has still been the same. But that's the main thing that gets people, that gets us all, that makes us feel this way. Like no matter what we do, we'll ever be good enough. And that's the main thing, man. People feel like they are not good enough for this world because they cannot have the same things, the access to the same things that everybody else seems to be able to get so much easier than they do. But people always tell you it's your attitude. It's how you approach things. Like when that's not the case. That's never been the case. Yeah, people have their own preferences or whatever, but yeah, but we try. And we try, and we try, and we try. And we're always met with rejection and or failure all the time. Is anyone in the comments that would like to talk about anything or have any thoughts about what I said? I guess no one's in here. I'd like to appreciate everyone who came in, liked, commented, and subscribed. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.